I did care about this little ditty here, Maureen, where he decided to give us a little insight into his relationship with Michelle. Here it is, SOT 29.
Since I left office, I have spent over 8 years now trying to dig myself out of a hole with Michelle.
It's the art of deflection coming from former President Obama, as well as his friends who are still in Congress today, and Senator Warner and Congressman Jim Himes, really all basically saying that exact same statement, which doesn't actually address the issue that was revealed in great detail.
Stop scrolling, because something just cracked wide open in the political matrix. Megyn Kelly and Tulsi Gabbard didn't just team up, they collided, and the impact sent shockwaves straight through Barack Obama's carefully polished myth. This wasn't policy. This wasn't ideology. This was a full-scale demolition of the aura, the untouchable cool that's protected him for years.
Did you see the post he put out to celebrate her birthday?
Yeah.
Was it her birthday or their anniversary?
Yeah,
He chose the least attractive photo of her that's ever been released. I mean, this is just wrong. Michelle Obama can look very nice in a photograph. This ain't it.
Maria, the implications of this are frankly nothing short of historic. Over 100 documents that we released on Friday really detail and provide evidence of how this treasonous conspiracy was directed by President Obama just weeks before he was due to leave office.
It all started with a quiet moment that wasn't supposed to matter. Obama casually admitting he spent years digging himself out of a hole with Michelle. A joke maybe. But the internet doesn't miss subtext. Suddenly, birthday posts, anniversary confusion, awkward photos, every detail felt off. And once that crack appeared, the spotlight widened fast.
I'm almost breaking even at the moment.
Oh my God. It's perfect.
He's telling the truth.
Yeah, it's the other side of the first side we always cover, which is her and how miserable she is.
Again, like, I know we've talked about this at length, and it feels like a real puzzle for the ages, but why is he still whipping himself? Like, why is he still wearing the hair shirt? Why is he still suffering?
I don't know. I don't know the hair shirt.
Kelly stepped in like she'd been waiting for this exact opening. No rage. No shouting. Just a smile that said, I've got time today. She didn't attack his record, she attacked the performance. The image. The mythology. And that's when the roast officially began.
And President Obama then directed Obama's DNI James Clapper to lead the effort to create this new intelligence community assessment that detailed not if, but how Moscow attempted to influence the outcome of the U.S. election. So this is the thing that I think people should pay attention to, is neither the message from President Obama's office, neither the statements coming from Democrats in Congress today and their friends in the propaganda media. None of them are addressing this fact.
Megyn zeroed in on the photos, the staging, the 1,000-watt smile next to Michelle looking visibly uncomfortable. Not cruel, surgical. She framed it as baffling, not malicious. Why would someone so media-savvy release that? The implication wasn't scandal. It was self-absorption.
She's got the kerchief on her head. They're about 20 feet apart in this intimate dinner. And he looks great. This is classic, right? Like, he's like, this is a great picture. He's got the 1,000-watt smile. And she looks terrible. Why would he do this?
Megyn, if I posted that photo, I certainly wouldn't be dating Jennifer Aniston.
You'd be a dead man?
I'd be a dead man.
Then Tulsi Gabbard entered with a completely different weapon. Deadpan precision. No theatrics. No heat. Just calm observations that lingered longer than any punchline. She didn't swing hard. She let gravity do the work. Every comment landed softer and cut deeper.
180-degree shift from the intelligence community's assessment leading up to the election to the one that President Obama directed be produced after Donald Trump won the election, that completely contradicted those assessments that had come previously. The second thing I want to address that's very important, Laura, is that you in the clip that you played, you saw John Brennan, James Clapper, James Comey stated with high confidence this January intelligence community assessment that they drafted at the direction of President Obama, the fact is that they used already discredited information like the Steele dossier. They knew it was discredited at that time, yet they used it as a source for this document that they claim to have high confidence.
Tulsi shifted the tone from roast to revelation. She highlighted the sudden post-election shift in intelligence narratives under Obama's direction. Not yelling conspiracy, just pointing at timelines, contradictions, and ignored assessments. The power came from what wasn't addressed, not what was said.
Stole his first term as president. These absolute liars who run around trying to act like they're the protectors of democracy completely ruined it, tried to undermine it at every turn and at the highest levels with lies, with out and out lies that were really serious, and changed foreign policy and changed the course of history in this country in Trump's presidency. And there must be accountability. There has to be actual criminal accountability for those who lied. And I can't wait to see this administration do.
Megyn snapped the focus right back to persona. Obama, the man who enters every room like it's a movie climax. The pauses, the cadence, the look that says history itself is waiting for him to finish his sentence. She didn't mock the voice, she mocked the expectation of applause.
This is not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue that is so serious it should concern every single American because it has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic. What we saw occur here, as the documents we released detailed, was that we had a sitting president of the United States and his cabinet and leadership team, quite frankly, who were not happy with the fact that President Trump had won the election, that the American people had chosen Donald J. Trump to be the next president commander-in-chief of the United States. And so they decided that they would do everything possible to try to undermine his ability to do what voters tasked President Trump.
Tulsi followed by reframing Obama as the ultimate escape artist. Chaos happens and somehow it becomes poetry. A bookshelf falls and suddenly it's a metaphor. Nothing ever sticks because it's always explained beautifully. Not leadership, presentation mastery.
If I had to put money on it, if I had like 10 grand to bet on if Trump gets reelected, will he charge Biden or Obama if he can? I'd put it on yes, he will. Can you imagine how pissed off he's going to be? Yes, he will have won re-election in this scenario, but he is going to be so angry at what these people put him through. I know you're right. Like, he wasn't particularly vindictive in his first presidency. I just think this is next level. What they've done, they're the ones who crossed the Rubicon, and I do think they will rue.
Now the rhythm locked in. Megyn exaggerating the cinematic flair. Tulsi grounding it with quiet irony. Obama wasn't portrayed as evil. He was portrayed as addicted to his own aura. A man who could sell hope in an empty box and still get standing ovations.
So creating this piece of manufactured intelligence that claims that Russia had helped Donald Trump get elected contradicted every other assessment that had been made previously in the months leading up to the election that said exactly the opposite, that Russia had neither the intent nor the capability to try to, quote unquote, hack the United States election for the presidency of the United States. So the effect of what President Obama and his senior national security team did was subvert the will of the American people, undermining our democratic republic, and enacting what would be essentially a years-long coup against President Trump.
The conversation darkened when accountability entered the room. Manufactured intelligence, discredited sources, a narrative shift after the election. Tulsi didn't frame it as left versus right. She framed it as institutional integrity. That's when the roast stopped being funny and started being uncomfortable.
More fuel on the fire that there's a potential, maybe a divorce or some sort of rockiness going on in the Obamas' relationship. They both posted these mirrored, very choreographed Valentine's Day messages on X, but he was just seen at an LA, the basketball team, the Clippers, thank you, game without her. And then on Tuesday, he was spotted eating out at a fancy dinner in Sherman Oaks with both daughters, Malia and Sasha. But again,
Megyn closed her arc by turning Obama into a cultural artifact. Forever glowing. Forever above consequences. The man who never really leaves the stage, just steps slightly out of frame in case the applause continues. Not power hungry. Applause dependent.
The evidence showed, the intelligence showed that, again, Russia did not have either the intent nor the capability to be able to impact the outcome of the United States election. So it was very striking when we look back again at the documents that I declassified and released that shows there was a shift. In early December, the first week of December, again, another document was produced by the intelligence community, a president's daily brief that was consistent with every other assessment that was done previously leading up to the election. Russia did not, this is after the election now, did not attempt to affect the outcome of the American election. That was never published. Hours before it would have gone into President Obama's President's Daily Brief, it was pulled by a senior level intelligence official saying that they had to pull it because they had received new guidance.
Tulsi delivered the final image. Obama standing on a mountaintop, not to save the world, but because the lighting was perfect. The roast wasn't personal. It wasn't political. It was something far more devastating. The collapse of a legend built on vibes, timing, and immaculate self-branding. And once the mystique cracks, it never fully recovers.